So I was born in Brasilia, which is the capital of Brazil. It's about 500 miles inland, not a beach town, not beautiful oceans, but it's a very interesting town. It was created in 1960, so it's a fairly new town. It has very well defined, so if you look at it from the sky, and there's pictures from the space station, it's shaped like an airplane. So it's got the wings and you got the fuselage, and then where the cockpit would be, you have what's called the three power squares. So you have the Supreme Court, you have the executive branch, and you have the Congress all around this one specific square. So it's a very, very different city, very new, but very interesting city. In 1995, 5 and 6, Brazilian economy was booming. We had recently opened a lot of restrictions, and so I thought I wanted, instead of just going sideways, I want to take a bigger step. That's what brought me here. So I came to a master's degree, spent 2 years at North Carolina and Duke University, and then, as I said, with the whole intention to go back to Brazil. But 20 years later, I'm still here. Moving from Brazil was a choice. It was difficult from a sense of leaving family behind. It's a very neat, close community, so there's a lot of support around. So when you have to leave that behind, it's always a challenge because it's you and whomever you're with. In my case, was my wife. So you count on each other. So there's nobody else that you can go to. You can call them, but it's not the same thing. There's nobody else to go give you support. So that's a little bit of a challenge. Is how do you start that new life? How do you set up the whole new support system, or go along without a support system? So a little bit of both. Professionally, a little bit less. Culturally, big difference. When you're in Brazil and you meet someone at a social occasion, you go to a bar, you meet someone, you don't open your dialogue asking, what do you do for a living? Which is usually the first thing that's asked over here. Over there is, tell me about yourself. What you do for work becomes a secondary, you get to that later in the conversation if you do it at all. Another difference, if you know Brazilian, you know that, is we're very touchy-feely people. So that was one thing that I had to learn as well. It's to don't overly express your affection. But then again, once you get to know them, they love that. So I had friends at work who would see me, they wouldn't hug anybody, but they would see me, they would just come around with arms open, just asking for a hug. I'm passionate about people. I love people too. As much as I love aviation, I love people. I love watching people. I love interacting with people. I can talk a lot, if you haven't noticed that about me, but I really enjoyed the human interaction. So I'm very passionate about how do we interact with each other, making sure everybody's included, and reach out. So if I go somewhere, some of the people that I know said, oh, I don't want to go because I know nobody, and I'm the opposite. I'm like, hey, it would be nice. There's a lot of people to meet. The same technology that gives us so many good things, it's technology that can be harvested for a lot of evil. So the same drone that gives you the ability to go and see the world from a different point of view. You can go over the Grand Canyon and see a different view. You can go over and follow an animal out in Africa going down the trail. You can go and hover over it and see it without being a lot of a disturbance. That same technology allows the stalkers to be a lot more efficient, allows people to be able to find everything they want about you. And if you want to do you harm, there's just that many more tools available for them to achieve that goal. 20 years is eternity in aviation. I think I tell you what could happen today, but I think it will happen in 20 years from now. I think you're going to see a lot more, a lot less reliance on people. For example, today there is already a technology that a plane could taxi itself, take off, fly, and land without a pilot. We don't do it. It's there. I think we will see there. I think we may experience, well, this is a much shorter horizon. You're going to have supersonic flights. You're going to have things like that. So I think it's 20 years in, go back 20 years and look what things happen at that point in time. But I think you're going to see a lot more advancement in speed, a lot more advancement in conveniency, a lot more advancement in autonomy on those areas. Will you ever see a personal jet, just like the Jetsons, you ball the car, stand up and go? Maybe. I don't think in the next 20 years, because technology could be there, but I don't think the legislation and all the safeties that need to be in place will be there. But I think you're just going to see a fast acceleration of the trends we've been experiencing. Yeah, those are very philosophical questions. I don't remember one watershed moment that I said, oh my God, this blows me away. Wow, I thought the world was white. I'm finding out it's actually blue with shades of yellow. I can't think about one of those, but there's a multitude of small things that happens that kind of gives you that broad mentality. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Wow.